the common mistress of Xi Jinping, Zhao Leji, and Shi Taifeng. Wang Lixia, chairwoman of Inner Mongolia. How to face the inspection of the Central Commission for Discipline Inspection. Next episode. Hello, friends. Today is April 26th, 2025. It's Saturday the weekend. Welcome to Watch on Time. Lao Du's inside view of China. Today, our story begins with Shi Taifeng. I will tell you friends reveal a very secret history of Shi Taifeng. Before the program officially starts, I also invite friends to watch the program, while don't forget to like, follow, and comment. Your active interaction, the weak voice that contributes to this column, can spread farther. While driving, friends who want to listen to this video through a podcast available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts, search for Duwen or Neibu Sijiao Shi, Kan Zhongguo to listen simultaneously. The most amazing thing in this story is it is Wang Lixia's subjugation of the old Shi Taifeng. She took over as president of Inner Mongolia was actually the biggest hurdle. Was actually Shi Taifeng. As the secretary of the Inner Mongolia Party Committee for the chairperson, he had the absolute right to speak. It is said that Xi Jinping's attitude towards this issue is a woman should not be too ostentatious. Just enough. But because of their previous physical and mental relationship, it's not easy for him to refuse or disagree with the question. And so he went along with it, his attitude. As for Zhao Leji, then we must definitely go all out to push Wang Lixia. Shi Taifeng, who is deeply trusted by Xi Jinping, became the key. It is said that since Shi Taifeng arrived in Inner Mongolia, Wang Lixia began to do everything possible to hook up with Shi Taifeng. However, Shi Taifeng is wily, and he knew that this woman had a relationship in Zhao Leji. And I told you that Shi Taifeng likes her almond eyes with cherry lips and small mouth. Like young, beautiful, graceful girls. He has no interest in this kind of woman. Has no interest in them at all. So you still refuse to enter the port? But fate brought them together. But the epidemic happened. Oh, this Wang Lixia is on the front line of the epidemic. She got to spend every day with Shi Taifeng and being intimate. And inseparable. And inseparable opportunity. They were quarantined together, right? They couldn't go anywhere. They didn't work. Or office together, right? But the epidemic is raging. It's said that to ensure the leader's safety, Wang Lixia and Shi Taifeng made a comprehensive protective arrangement, so that there is not even a sow around Shi Taifeng. Just Wang Lixia, a slutty woman, right? She is alone around and entangled beside the teacher. In addition, Wang Lixia instructed the next to constantly nourish Shi Taifeng. She said it was to enhance his resistance. The teacher keeps taking tonics such as flying dragon soup, deer penis hot pot, deer blood wine. These endless things and forced him turn to picky eater. Shi Taifeng made him see blue light. And eat anything. It's said that Wang Lixia has done Shi Taifeng's work in depth to let him let go of his mental burden. What about her theory? It's almost like saying that the first is that the old sister-in-law is not here, and the second and third sisters-in-law can't come. I'm also alone here, right? If we are matched, it's just the two of us. We are a good match. As for the boss, at our age, they probably won't be favored by the emperor anymore. So, at our age, why should we suffer ourselves? Who knows about our private life? Lao Shi is also human, so it's natural. I couldn't resist it. Wang Lixia took this old guy into her arms in one fell swoop. At that time, epidemic prevention and control were really strict. The transportation of materials from northeast to Inner Mongolia was highly unsmooth. One day, people suddenly found that, number 1, Chili Mountain Street, Ho Hot City, in the Inner Mongolia government compound, 8 free-range Sika deer disappeared. The gradual disappearance didn't happen overnight. At first, people thought it was for epidemic prevention they were locked up. But no secret can be kept forever. The insider in the general office spilled the beans after drinking, saying that the deer were killed by President Wang to nourish Secretary Shi. It is said that during the epidemic, but he was sexually active in his yard. Oh, Wang Lixia doesn't know. Since ancient times, the palace's romantic history has always been people's concern. She thought she had kept the news very secret, but such news will spread like wildfire. And then 10 to 100, and then spread to thousands and more exaggerated. As the saying goes, there's no secret that can be kept. This shit about him and Lao Shi quickly reached Xi Jinping's ears. With Shi Taifeng's departure, it is said that Wang Lixia was thrown into the cold palace. She was left out. She is very eager for the general secretary to remember her. It's good to be able to remember her, reminds me of her peculiar perfume smell. But she can't find a chance. It is said that Xi Jinping ignored her at all. Moreover, sometimes it means deliberately avoiding her. So, how could he show up in front of the general secretary? Oops, remind the general secretary of her. Reminds the general secretary of her. It became her top priority. She heard Xi Jinping occasionally watches the local news broadcast. She's in front of every news show. He would go to great lengths to dress up himself. The general secretary must be able to see her. The general secretary has the habit of occasionally watching CCTV news. So she called the propaganda minister again. Arrange the news office of the autonomous region. Right? This director said to coordinate with CCTV at any cost. She's going to be on CCTV in person. Later, what about the Autonomous Region Information Office? Coordinated with the State Council Information Office. A press conference was held specifically for Wang Lixia. Right? The reason was to introduce Inner Mongolia. It is said that Wang Lixia is preparing for this appearance. She even hired an image design team, tailor-made exquisite costumes. The makeup artist took her up to 4 hours to make up. That's all, don't worry. She just arranged the publicity department to run there. CCTV to get the art editor on board. They even opened a filter just for her. Oh, CCVV uses filters. Just imagine. It turned an old woman into a charming and refined female political leader. This is completely incredible.
全国每10斤牛肉有1斤就产自内蒙古，每5斤羊肉有1斤来自内蒙古。大家喝的牛奶，每6杯牛奶有1杯多也产自内蒙古。还有羊绒，有1半是来自内蒙古。形象的说呢，内蒙古就是国家的粮仓、肉库、奶罐和绒都。
This is not the most exaggerated. The most exaggerated thing is that this woman has found Shi Taifeng, who is already a member of the vice chairperson of the National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, and the Minister of United Front Work of the CPC Central Committee. She requested that the third plenary session of the 20th Central Committee be held in 2024 to speak, so she can be seen directly by President Xi. The problem is that during the conference speech, Shi Taifeng said it doesn't count, but nothing is impossible, but only for those who are determined. Shi Taifeng is so interesting, I'll do my best. Wow, you actually tried your best to eat milk for Wang Lixia? He made a shocking decision. Shi Taifeng was already 3 years ago. Wang Lixia, who resigned as a member of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, arranged into the United Front CPP-CC group. Isn't that amazing? Arranged for Wang Lixia to sit opposite Xi Jinping. Let her be at the breakout meeting of the third plenary session of the Central Committee to make a personal speech. Sitting face-to-face with Xi Jinping to report to Xi Jinping closely. It is said that Wang Lixia prepared for this speech. She created conditions where there were none. Clothes are easy to handle was prepared in advance. Specially designed high-end custom-made. Is it custom-made? But the biggest difficulty was the makeup. All the people at the third plenary session were required to stay. The hotel where they stayed was strictly guarded. And idlers are absolutely not allowed to approach, so the makeup team couldn't bring into the venue, so she was not allowed to go out during the meeting. No way, Wang Lixia is with the assistance of a male secretary. She did the makeup herself. It is said that just for makeup took 6 hours. After careful preparation, Wang Lixia arrived at the venue. Before the venue, she took the invisible heels from the secretary's hand. She changed into them and secretly gave herself an injection. Then she checked her makeup in the mirror repeatedly. It's not hard to imagine that when she saw Xi Jinping sitting across from Xi Jinping at that time, the excited mood and nervous mood. Oops, it's time for her to speak. It is said that she took out the first time she met Xi Jinping that year when he was an interpreter for Xi Jinping. He was emotional. She winked and smiled. Successfully completed the report. After the meeting, Xi Jinping came to this crowd and shook hands with the comrades present and the speakers to shake hands and greet each other. When it comes to Wang Lixia said, "General Secretary, I finally held your hand again." And then tears welled up in her eyes. Xi Jinping smiled awkwardly. Just say that the right hand is holding Wang Lixia's hand. She patted Wang Lixia's shoulder with her left hand. I said that Lao Shi is very attentive to this arrangement, and then left. Next, there are two versions of legends. Legend 1. That night, Wang Lixia was notified to go to Xi Jinping Villa did a special work report late into the night. Please note that until late at night, the second version is that it was Xi Jinping who didn't call her at all. Xi Jinping called Shi Taifeng to report on his work. As for these things, when Lao Du was in prison, knew everything about them. I've been out for a long time. I have been unwilling to deal with them. I always think a woman has been selling herself all her life. It's not easy to climb up by using her body, so I didn't continue to talk about them. Just the question of her clothes. That's all. It's just a reminder to warn them. But the tree wants to be quiet, but the wind doesn't stop. Wang Lixia knows that Lao Du likes to reveal secrets. She was always worried about me, and couldn't sleep or eat, and was afraid that I would expose their dirty deeds. Last November, she specializes in the office called the police chief and the national security chief to the office, saying that in order to maintain the reputation above, we must do everything possible to find a way to gag Du Wen's mouth. The Communist Party authorities have gone to great lengths to deal with me. They first arranged for Wei Hua's unit to put pressure on her, to stop paying Wei Hua's sisters, forcing Wei Hua, who was being treated, to either resign or return to China. Then they used a large number of trolls to carry out various types of online attacks on me. Then, through the police, they kept looking for my mother-in-law, asking the old lady to persuade me to return. Next, they even threatened me with the future of my child. Right? Later, when they see me, they don't commit crimes. The police directly inform the court to seize my brother-in-law's house. Do you think this is interesting? They thought that by doing, so I'm afraid to reveal the secret, but tell the truth, what could they do to me? In the end, it has no impact on me. Their stupidity only inspires me to expose their dirty past. Their dirty pasts only inspire me to respond more violently. What about Wang Lixia's official career? Is not accidental. Her existence itself is a microcosm of the logic of the CCP's bureaucracy. She must be capable, but also endure. You must take sides, but also have a backup plan. Wang Lixia's corruption is well known, as in this sudden inspection storm, so that means people like her is destined to stand at the center of this storm. So, is she a survivor or a victim? It depends on the next. Can she continue to be in this thunder, and whether he can continue to dance? Zhao Leji has been wrecked. Needless to say, he is like a mud bodhisattva and can't protect himself. But Xi Jinping and Shi Taifeng are still there. So I am optimistic that Wang Lixia should be fine this time. However, it is not ruled out that Xi Jinping thinks she is disgusting and jealous. The fury of thunder dealt with Wang Lixia, which is reasonable, and can also silence him. Many friends don't understand. Are the CCP's high-ranking officials so tasteless? Although Wang Lixia has some beauty, but she is old after all. Is it necessary? And so many people share a mistress. Don't you feel sick? Let me simply explain it to my friends. In the value system of Chinese communist officials, what they pay attention to is keeping the red flag at home and many mistresses outside. After driving in a special car for a long time, it's nice to take the subway occasionally. After eating too much shark fin and abalone, so it's nice to have a stewed chicken with mushrooms occasionally. And female cadres, especially senior female cadres, with this continuous promotion of rank positions. So the psychological impact they have on leaders is completely different. This is something that young and beautiful girls can't be compared by them. The reason is that rare things are valuable. They are scarce. Young and beautiful girls have beauty but no status. These women are both playful but also status. For senior CCP officials, there are many young girls at their disposal. Senior female cadres are very rare. So since the founding of the Communist Party of China, there has been no shortage of mistresses. As for the hygiene and psychological problems of sharing a mistress, Chinese officials believe that colleagues are like brothers, while women are like clothes. In the high-level power circle, it emphasizes the common interests. Circles, front lines, and factions. Few people fall out over mistresses. Red faces rolling against each other, that's too unpromising. On the contrary, people in this situation generally pretend not to know. If they know, they often just smile awkwardly. Instead, they will think that we all have a bridge relationship and they will be closer to each other. Right? As far as I know, this kind of situation of sharing mistresses has become a culture, like Guo Boxiong and Shu Kaiho and others shared Tangkan. Sharing a mistress is a reliable good brother. For example, Cao Jianliao, the deputy mayor of Guangzhou, right? He had several children, 6 children, right? Mistress after giving birth to 6 babies. And the Commission for Discipline Inspection did an identification. It was found that 3 of them were not his. One of them was the son of the secretary of the Municipal Party Committee, Wan Qingliang. This is the Communist Party of China. This led to the discovery of Wan Xingliang. Isn't it normal for a secretary and a deputy mayor to share a mistress? Isn't it normal? There's no way. This is the Communist Party of China. Don't think this kind of thing only happens not only in the top level, but also in the middle level. Let me give you another example. In 2008, the Legal Affairs Office of a southern province. A director has been promoted to the deputy director level, which is a pity. I'm sorry, I won't say which province it is here, because once I say it, everyone will know. But not long after he took the position, this guy was arrested by the police station and was arrested for prostitution. The director of the provincial legal office immediately arranged for this person to pick up the deputy director. When asked, it was among his several good friends met a female college student while having dinner together. What they didn't expect was that the girl had affairs with him and several other provincial-level cadres at another table, and division-level cadres had an affair with her. Most of them were fine, but one of the directors was getting a divorce. The wife of the divorcing official. Just looking around for this, his husband was caught by him, so. She followed the trail and found the specific address of this lady's high-end community. So the wife gave the security guard 1,500 won and said, "Please keep an eye on him and ask you to report to me." Once she found that the little vixen leading a man of medium height, somewhat bald man home, to call me and tell me. The security guard was very loyal. He took 1,500 yuan, which was a lot of money in those days. No one knew. This little vixen there was more than one bald lover. With a medium build. So when my friend came, he called his wife and said, "Your husband is here. Come and catch him quickly." So the wife, she led her brother who worked at the police station to catch him, and caught them red-handed. They were arrested by mistake. At that time, the official was a deputy department-level cadre. Probation period. And he was unfortunately fired. He deserved to be dismissed and was reported to the state council. After hearing this, a leader of a certain department, he shook his head. I was there. He said, "Oh, this cadre was too careless," and then secretly smiled with relief. To be honest, friends, I still can't forget the leader's relieved smile. In fact, there were many rumors about the CCCCD's inspection in Nemengu. Wang Lixia is not the only one who is afraid, but also many key positions, such as the secretaries of the Mongolian Municipal Party Committee. It is said that this inspection by the CCCB, to a large extent, it is to clean up the remnants of Li Pengxin. As Li Pengxin was Hu Chunhua's the right-hand man during the time in Inner Mongolia, he worked in Inner Mongolia for 6 years. As the organization minister, he was very powerful and fruitful. He cultivated many talents in Inner Mongolia. It is said that Li Pengxin confessed many people. More than 70 people were interviewed by the CCCB. It is said that because there were too many cadres involved, the principle was that those who admitted to sex trafficking would keep their positions. Those who confessed and returned the money were just bribes. Some were transferred to other positions and internal disciplinary action. Statistics Director Pan Zhifeng did not explain that he was arrested. Civil Affairs Minister Jiang Hong did not take the initiative to admit and fooling around with his own driver, and was reported by his wife. And economic issues, so he was also arrested. So some involved power and money transactions and were transferred to this office. For example, Zhang Xiaobinbin was transferred to the State-Owned Assets Supervision and Administration Commission, as Secretary Gao Rongxi, the Secretary of Hulanbuir, was transferred to the Emergency Management Department. Qi Feiyun was transferred to the Environmental Protection Agency, as the Director Huang Yali and Su Kuifeng admitted to sex trafficking and were not punished. Su Kuifeng was promoted to the Ordos Municipal Committee. As a director-level chairperson, there are many strange people here. Are numerous, right? I'll present them one by one. Take the secretary of the Alxa League Committee, Huang Yali, as an example. She not only appeared herself, but also introduced her sister and best friend to Li Pengxin. Isn't she amazing? She's really courageous. Yes. Gao Rongxi, the secretary of the Hulanbuir Municipal Party Committee. This guy is even more courageous. He not only paid money, he heard that Li Pengxin is lustful. He actually gave his wife to Li Pengxin. It is said that his wife not only served in bed, but also helped Li Pengxin to introduce his wife's best friend and classmate. Isn't that scary? Oh my God. What about Li, the Secretary of Ordos, Director of the State-Owned Assets Supervision and Administration Commission? What about this Zhang Xiaobin? Including Gao Rongxi and the others have voluntarily confessed to more than 500,000 yuan. It is said that they haven't been dealt with yet. Among them, the most rumored one, Li, the party secretary of Ordos. This guy has the most power and resources. One Ordos is worth more than half of Inner Mongolia. He is a complete hypocrite. Li turned out to be New Yuru's secretary. He relied on New Yuru's legacy, and he was very successful in the Inner Mongolia officialdom and making rapid progress. In fact, he is also a particularly lustful person. For example, it is said that he has a lover named Guan Guohong. She is a famous whore. Definitely a slut. It's said that this woman had a special relationship with the leader of Hohhot was also very special. After her accident, someone tried to protect her. After the divorce, she was arranged to the Beijing office of Inner Mongolia. Autonomous region Guan Guohong also went to Ordos last year. Looking for this Li for a tryst, it is said that for the mining of a Nestic company, Li, this daughter-in-law, last name Zhou, and works at Hohhot Education Research Institute. Of course she knew about Li's shit, but pretended not to know. Endure it. Wait and see. These disgusting things are extremely disgusting. Disgusting to the mother of disgusting. It's disgusting. There are too many stories. I'm too lazy to write. They are completely unbearable. Just today, by disclosing Wang Lixia and these three men's scandal, I'll tell you about it. Just for a laugh and a drink. Finally, I would like to tell the story of Wang Lixia is not just a story of one person's corruption, but a microcosm of the coexistence of corruption and collusion between the upper and lower levels. Her rise to power was no accident, but a system reward for loyalty and dedication. And the so-called inspection storm seems to be a cleanup. It is just another round of reshuffle of the sword light and sword shadow. The whore rises to power. Prostitutes prostitute. Officials share wives. On the wasteland of communist dictatorship, the most worthless is the price of people's dignity and truth. Okay, friends, due to time, that's all for today's program. Thanks to all friends for your attention in yesterday and today. This story, see you at the same time next week.